Good morning, Maine. Students will return to class at a Dexter school today after a bomb threat caused an evacuation.
Plus, Senator King has crafted gun control measures that will hopefully help prevent more mass shootings.
And Maine's outdoor recreation businesses gather at a special summit to share ideas that will help boost the state's economy. Good morning and welcome to Good Morning Maine. I'm Emma Smith.
And I'm Craig Colson. Thank you for joining us. It is Friday morning. We finally made it. All kinds of things coming up this weekend. A busy time for families.
Very busy weekend.
If they haven't gotten their trees yet, there's all kinds of events, parades, that sort of thing.
Yeah. Christmas events, craft fairs, all sorts of stuff.
Yeah. We'll be hearing about some of it coming up over the morning news over the next 3 hours or so.
Yep.
And fortunately, the weather looks like it's going to be okay. There's a chance of snow later on today, maybe a little tomorrow, but I think that kind of adds to the spirit too.
Nothing catastrophic that would cancel things.
No big storms.
Yeah.
But
Hey, here's Devin Biggs with that forecast.
All righty, thank you very much. Happy Friday. Your first weather forecast brought to you by Blind Faith Tattoo. With over 25 years of experience, we are fluent in all styles, including traditional and fine line tattoos. Stop by for a free consultation from one of our friendly expert tattoo artists. We offer a fast turnaround and walk-ins are always welcome. Let's get into things this morning. A small crowd advisory is posted until 4 p.m. today, though, along the coast as we're watching some active surf, courtesy of some gusty winds are not too far away in some spots. But as we continue things this morning, again, we've had clouds that have been developing, but really that's been about it. We're going to be watching for a break in the clouds for a bit, but we are going to be watching for increasing clouds this afternoon as our next system begins to approach from the south and west. Let's zoom things out right now. So a lot of activity across some parts of the country right now. All that rain right there. The system's going to be tracking off towards the north and east as we'll be watching for a chance for rain and snow in our backyard coming up later on tonight. So increasing clouds today. Later on tonight, though, we'll be watching for rain, maybe a little bit of snow farther off towards the north. We may have some more snow lingering as we head towards the Saturday as well, mainly in the northern parts of the state. A little bit of wind to watch out for as well, up to around 10 miles per hour or so. Maybe a few higher gusts could have be ruled out, but once we head towards your Saturday, not looking too bad moving forward. The hourly forecast for the rest of the morning and afternoon period, increasing clouds will be common with temperatures in the 40s. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up.
All right, thank you very much, Devin. Well, classes will resume in Dexter this morning after a bomb threat closed a local school for the day. Students were evacuated so that police could make sure the building was safe. Our Matthew Jaroncic has the latest on the investigation.
A bomb threat at Ridgeview Community School in Dexter Thursday morning forced 560 pre-K through 8th grade students and 123 staff members to evacuate the premises.
At about 9:45 this morning, we were contacted by our local Dexter authorities that there had been a bomb threat sent in on the VA crisis hotline, and it specifically stated bombs in the Ridgeview Community School.
Dexter Police and the Maine State Police K-9 unit were called to the scene to search the building, but did not find anything. The Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives and the FBI were called in to assist. Students and staff members were evacuated to Dexter Regional High School. The kids were reunited with their families and sent home for the day, while teachers came back at the end of the day to collect their belongings before heading home. Superintendent Kevin Jordan credits the school's preparedness for this unfortunate situation.
We have these emergency plans that are, in today's world, are pretty well planned. And so we put that into play and evacuated the building as quickly as we could.
Locals were shocked that something like this would happen in their community.
It was an appalling situation.
I'm shocked. This is a safe community. It's not something that I would anticipate would happen.
Superintendent Jordan says the school will be open tomorrow with a heavy police presence. He also mentioned that there will be an ongoing investigation into the matter. In Dexter, Matthew Jaroncic, ABC7 and Fox 22 News.
News authorities continue to investigate a terrible crash in southern Maine that killed 3 people. It happened Wednesday night on the Maine Turnpike. State police say the driver of a Honda Civic was heading south on the northbound side and was speeding when the car hit a pickup, which only had minor damage. Police say the Civic continued on and hit a RAV4 head-on. Both vehicles burst into flames. The driver of the RAV4 and both people in the Civic died. Police are investigating why the Civic went the wrong way to begin with. The victims' identities are not yet released. According to our media partners, WGME, this is the 5th wrong-way crash in Maine this year.
Well, meanwhile, a crash on the interstate yesterday morning left one person pinned for more than an hour before he could be rescued. Maine Department of Public Safety spokesperson Shannon Moss says around 6 a.m. yesterday, 59-year-old Nelson Castrol of Homestead, Florida, was driving his tractor trailer near mile marker 164 in Etna. The vehicle left the roadway, which caused the tractor trailer to overturn onto the left median. Moss says Castrol was partially ejected and pinned for about an hour before fire and EMS crews could get him out of the vehicle. According to Moss, he was taken to the hospital with what appear to be non-life-threatening injuries. The cause of that crash is under investigation.
Police still aren't releasing any details about a man's death in Fairfield. On Tuesday, Fairfield police discovered a body at a home on 247 Main Street. Our crew was on the scene Wednesday night and observed police units from multiple departments, including Maine State Police Major Crimes Unit and the Maine State Police Mobile Crime Lab. On Thursday, a representative from the local VFW hall, which has security cameras pointing towards the residence, say Maine State Police confiscated the footage from the time of the incident. Neighbors that we spoke with say they were shocked by the incident and the extended police presence that lasted over 27 hours. We reached out to the police department for more information and haven't heard a response. We will continue to follow this story.
Well, a Millinocket man was arrested yesterday for the alleged trafficking of drugs that resulted in a death. According to police, the investigation was over a year in the making, which resulted from the 2022 overdose death of a 45-year-old woman in Millinocket. The culmination of the year-long investigation resulted in 40-year-old Daniel Grabber of Millinocket being arrested for unlawful trafficking of scheduled drugs, which resulted in death. The investigation was conducted by the East Millinocket Police Department, the District Attorney's Office, and the Medical Examiner's Office. Grabber is being held at the Penobscot County Jail on $75,000 bail.
Senator Angus King introduced new gun control legislation yesterday that would restrict certain firearms and make some gun modifications illegal. Our David Ledford breaks down the bill and what it could mean for gun owners.
Senator Angus King has proposed a bill to regulate the sale, transfer, and manufacturing of certain semi-automatic weapons. The announcement comes roughly 1 month after the Lewiston mass shooting in late October. The gas-operated Semi-Automatic Firearm Exclusion, or GO-SAFE Act, would limit large-capacity ammunition-feeding devices to hold no more than 10 rounds, and require gas-powered semi-automatic firearms to have fixed magazines. King says the bill won't hinder Americans who own guns for self-defense, hunting, or visiting the shooting range.
We're not talking about taking anybody's gun away. We're not talking about severely limiting the traditional culture of gun use. We're talking about restricting the lethality of weapons that are designed more for killing people than doing pretty much anything else.
The legislation would also outlaw gun conversion devices like bump stocks and Glock switches, which allow guns to fire rapidly. King introduced the bill with his colleague, New Mexico Senator Martin Heinrich, who says the bill focuses on preventing gunmen from quickly reloading during a shooting incident.
AR-15s or assault rifles, the weapons in a number of mass shootings, aren't dangerous because of how they look. They're dangerous because they use expanding gas to simultaneously fire one round and reload the next round into the chamber while staying on target.
A number of weapons would be exempt from the bill, as shown on your screen, including bolt-action rifles, semi-automatic shotguns, and more. We spoke with Maine Military Supply General Manager Mike Vignali, who prepared and read on camera a statement in response to the legislation.
Any laws proposed or enacted to control guns don't prevent crime with guns. They only allow control of people who want to be law-abiding. The only way to help stop violence is to strengthen access to mental health resources and allow current systems to access those records to function effectively.
The bill would also create a voluntary buyback program, which would allow those who already own guns that would be banned under the bill to get paid for turning them in. To learn more about the GO-SAFE Act, visit our website at foxbangor.com. In Bangor, David Ledford, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
In other news, a legislative commission is seeking to help Maine veterans who were exposed to toxic chemicals get coverage and care from the VA. Specifically, the commission is studying health problems potentially stemming from exposure to Agent Orange and other toxic chemicals used by the U.S. and Canadian militaries. That exposure took place during military training exercises at Canadian Forces Base Gagetown in the 1960s. Previously, the VA has denied claims for veterans' benefits and disabilities that resulted from Agent Orange exposure at Gagetown because the Reserve and National Guard units were not in Vietnam at the time of the exposures.
Let's be honest, for the veterans around here, the VA has some great people that work there and provide care for our veterans the way they do, but the bureaucracy of what that organization is why we need the congressional delegation to do this, and some of the lawsuits and the other ways, because that bureaucracy is not going to move on its own without groups like this. So
the Commission's final report on their findings and legislative recommendations are due by December 15th. The report will be presented to the Veterans and Legal Affairs Committee when the new session begins in January.
Law enforcement sounding the alarm. The Somerset County Sheriff says staffing levels are at almost crisis mode. In a select board meeting this week in Madison, Sheriff Dale Lancaster said the department is working at about 50% staffing level. The sheriff says they just lost a couple of deputies because the pay is better in other places.
Finding a good qualified men and women who want to work nights, weekends, holidays, and get spit at. Hopefully the pendulum will shift, but right now it's not a vocation that people are pining to go after. We're really scurrying every day to fill these positions.
He says the department is being proactive in hiring, such as by sending people to job fairs and visiting colleges. But unlike other counties, Somerset doesn't offer sign-on bonuses for new hires. And they're not the only ones struggling. He says right now the state police has about 50 openings.
Well, Bangor's Festival of Lights Parade will be held tomorrow. The Bangor Rotary Club is once again organizing the parade, which will be followed by the lighting of Bangor's official Christmas tree. The theme this year is Create Hope in the World. It all gets underway at 4:30 tomorrow afternoon and will include about 80 brightly lit units that will include floats, marching bands, dancers, and others. Members of the ABC7 Fox 22 News team will be among those helping to celebrate the season. There's also word that Santa Claus himself will take time out of his busy schedule and will also make an appearance at the end of the parade tomorrow. We hope to see lots of people out there. I always look forward to it, to see everybody around the holidays. Everybody's in a good mood, and it's just one of many things going on. I understand, Skowhegan is kicking off a whole weekend of holiday festivities today. They've got tons of things going on.
Skowhegan attracts so many people for Skowhoeville. They really do it up. Dexter and Dover are really doing it up this year. All sorts of places. Bangor, I know one of my favorite craft fairs at John Baptist is tomorrow here in Bangor. So it's just a really lovely holiday weekend.
If you're not into the spirit yet, these things will help you get into the spirit.
I know.
So, by the way, during our 8 a.m. Newscast on Fox 22, we will have a live report from Skowhegan to hear all about Skowhegan's Whoville, which will also include a parade tonight. There's magic, all kinds of neat things going on.
I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah.
Yep. All right, the time now is 6:13. Coming up next on Good Morning Maine, an old sanatorium in Fairfield is being repurposed to create some new low-income housing.
We'll tell you all about it, but first, another check of that weather forecast. Looks like the clouds are moving in today. We'll see increasing clouds with highs near 49 degrees. Chance of rain and snow overnight with lows dropping down to the mid-30s. Tomorrow, a chance of rain and snow, which I think will add to the spirit too.
Absolutely.
Highs around 43 on your Saturday.
Rennie's, a Maine adventure.
Wow, look at all these trucks. Let me tell you, I love trucks.
You love trucks, I love trucks. I love all the toys that we carry at Rennie's. We have a great selection of Lego items. We have wonderful earth-friendly toys, plenty of baby dolls. We've got puzzles, we've got games, we've got everything for every child on your shopping list. Get to Rennie's, get some great toys this Christmas season.
Thank you for shopping Rennie's.
Choosing Miracle Ear was a great decision. Like when I decided to host family movie nights. Miracle Ear made it easy. I just booked an appointment, and a certified hearing care professional evaluated my hearing loss and helped me find the right device calibrated to my unique hearing needs. Now I enjoy every moment. The quiet ones and the loud ones.
Make a sound decision. Call now and book your free hearing evaluation.
Hi, Eastern Maine. Watch Person, Place, or Thing right here on ABC 7, weekdays starting at 10 a.m.
Well, of course you're doing well. You're here on Wheel of Fortune.
Let's go win some money.
These contestants are going places. Scandinavia. They're moving and shaking and getting it done here on Wheel. You can try to make it look a little harder.
Weekdays at 7 on ABC 7.
Welcome back, everyone. A new affordable senior housing complex is open in a former Fairfield sanatorium. Bateman Partners LLC developed the project. According to company president David Bateman, tenants began moving into their units last month. He says COVID and construction material shortages delayed the project, causing it to take twice as long as anticipated.
We were really happy last month to be able to open the doors. And in fact, we're a little over 75% occupied already, which really gets to the heart of how drastic the need is for that type of housing. I just wish we could do more units. This was only a 28-unit project, but again, I think it's more in line with every little bit helps.
Of those 28 units, Bateman says half of them are one bedrooms and the other are two bedrooms. Tenants also have access to a laundry room and a common room. And Bateman says the project cost a total of $9 million, which was primarily funded by grants, the Maine State Housing Authority, and through private investments.
Maine's outdoor recreation industry accounts for $3.3 billion of Maine's economy, or nearly 4% of the state's GDP, which is one of the highest percentages in the country. Over 30 Maine businesses made their way to the Samoset Resort in Rockport to network and share insights into everything the great outdoors of Maine has to offer. Our Doug Banks has the story.
Day 2 of a 3-day summit brought together people from different businesses and backgrounds with a collective vision in mind.
To connect with one another, for people to meet one another, learn, share ideas.
Breakout presentations featured topics like how intelligent is AI, from retail to rescue, inclusive recreation in Maine, and embracing recreation-based economies.
We are leading project management and fundraising efforts for the Skowhegan River Park. I think Maine has this great opportunity to become an outdoor recreation destination, and our rural communities are really going to be able to benefit from that.
The summit gives people within Maine's growing outdoor recreation economy a chance to share their unique perspectives.
It's good to kind of hear how people are working through today's economy and, across those broad groups.
For Lifelight, making those connections means a safer Maine for all.
To make sure more people who come to Maine understand what it's like to be outside in Maine, right? The best rescue that happens is the one that doesn't happen.
Although the doors will close on this year's summit, Maine's outdoor economy has no signs of closing its doors anytime soon.
We'll think about Colorado and Utah and some of these western states as being outdoor states, but we have a huge industry here in the state of Maine, and it's something to be really proud of and something for us to be investing in further.
In Rockport, Doug Banks, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
I like the sign, happy people, healthy people.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah. All right, the time now is 6:18. After the break, sports betting in Maine is generating a large amount of revenue. We'll hear from an expert.
Plus, we'll turn to Capitol Hill, where House members are set to vote on whether to expel Congressman George Santos today. Those stories and much more coming up on Good Morning Maine.
Last night was the big night for Gary. Now this morning on GMA, the Golden Bachelor himself in an all-new interview. What will Gary say now? What will he reveal? Don't miss this new interview with Gary this morning on
Good Morning America.
A family-owned and operated business since 1953, Hammond Lumber Company recognizes the value of their team members and the importance of employee satisfaction. Hammond is honored to have been named one of the best places to work in Maine for 3 years running. This year, Hammond was selected as one of the best companies to work for by Business New Hampshire magazine. Hammond is always looking for great people to join their team. To find your place on the Hammond team, click on the careers link at hammondlumber.com.
I got hurt in a car accident, and I'm worried the insurance company is trying to take advantage of me.
Fight fire with fire and call the twos.
Lowry and Associates got me $300,000 for my car accident.
We win for you.
Hanks Husqvarna is your full-line Husqvarna dealer with 2 convenient locations, 32 Old State Road in Carmel and 19 Moosehead Trail in Newport. Whether it's tractors and zero-turns, chainsaws to trimmers, or pressure washers to snow blowers, everything is set up, serviced, and ready to go by our certified Husqvarna technician. And all sales are backed by our in-house Husqvarna warranty. For parts, service, or sales, stop in to Hanks Husqvarna, Carmel or Newport.
Earlier this month, the state of Maine officially launched online sports betting, and one expert says it's generating an impressive amount of revenue already. Our Devin Dagnall has more.
On November 3rd, Maine joined the ranks of some of the other states across the country allowing sports betting, and so far, the gamble for Maine is paying off. In less than a month, the state has amassed over $450,000 in tax revenue from sports betting, and it's not expected to slow down.
There's been projections anywhere between 3.8 and 6.9 million, but with the numbers that we're seeing so far in the first 25 days, it looks like we'll come in around 6.6 million.
That tax revenue is distributed to various programs like the General Fund and programs to help problem gamblers, which is important. Since sports betting is easily accessible, there have been concerns about problem gambling and gambling addictions. These concerns aren't baseless. According to Milton Champion, the executive director of the Gambling Control Unit, many other states noticed a drastic increase in problem gambling when they first legalized sports betting, but that doesn't seem to be the case for Maine.
Pretty much nationwide, there was a 40% increase in calls to problem gambling centers, but we're not seeing that here in Maine.
Just because everything is going well doesn't mean the Gambling Control Unit isn't keeping a close watch on the situation. One of the more interesting tools the unit uses is a map of Maine that shows real-time bets taking place.
This is an app that we use for geolocation, and basically each time you see a pin come down, it's someone attempting or someone making a wager in the state of Maine.
The tool allows the unit to keep a close eye on the state while keeping track of suspicious activity.
On Sundays, you can't even read the cities on the map.
Champion says he and his unit are expecting a huge increase in sports betting as we get closer to the Super Bowl, so we'll check back in a few weeks. In Augusta, Devin Dagnall, ABC7 and Fox 22 News.
Somebody was in Bar Harbor placing a bet.
Oh, yeah?
That's cool.
Yeah.
Wow, that's fascinating technology.
Just do it responsibly and,
right.
Yeah. Moderation.
It can go sour pretty quick.
Yeah.
Okay, the time now is 6:22.
Let's get a full look at our weather forecast.
Alrighty, happy Friday. Your full weather forecast brought to you by Blind Faith Tattoo. With over 25 years of experience, we are fluent in all styles, including traditional and fine line tattoos. Stop by for a free consultation from one of our friendly expert tattoo artists. We offer a fast turnaround, and walk-ins are always welcome. Let's get into things this morning. A small crowd advisory is posted until 4 p.m. this evening along the coast, as active surf will be lingering until about that time, as we'll be watching for a little bit of gusty winds along the coast as well, which will cause the surf to be active, and it's already active out there this morning at around 5 to 8 feet according to the buoys out there, and this is why a small crowd advisory is posted at this time. But meanwhile, on land, not too bad. Some clouds have been developing out there. We're going to work on getting those out of here for a little while yet, but increasing clouds will be common during the afternoon period, as we will be watching for our next system moving in with a lot of activity out across parts of the Midwest and the southern states right now. This will continue to track off towards the east and give us chances for some rain and snow in our backyard coming up later on tonight and possibly lingering through the weekend as well. So let's break this all down with Futurecast. So clouds to the north. Everyone gets in on the clouds later this afternoon. Later on tonight, rain and snow chances will be possible. Rain to the south, some snow possible to the north. As we head towards Saturday, maybe some snow to the north, but looking rather dry to the south. Some of these rain and snow chances will continue in the northern parts of the state throughout the day on Saturday. And then Saturday night, we catch a little bit of a break, so that'll be pretty nice with some more precipitation, some very light precipitation, though, some rain and snow chances are possible as we head towards your Sunday. So longer term, though, as we head towards your Sunday, some rain and snow chances cannot be ruled out. Rain to the south, snow to the north again. Another wave of energy gets in here as we head towards your Monday. So things may get a little bit tricky as we head towards your Monday. We'll keep you posted on that. Once this begins to move through Monday night and Tuesday, things will start to calm down slowly but surely. As for snow accumulations, we'll run into at least through parts of early Sunday morning, and maybe an inch or so to the north before we're all finished up. Obviously, not much snow expected to the south, so hardly anything expected there, but some rainfall cannot be ruled out, where some areas could possibly see up to a quarter of an inch between now and Sunday afternoon before we're all finished up there. So for today, here's what we're looking at. Upper 40s, increasing clouds, and a southwest wind getting up to about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Overnight tonight, 35 degrees, rain and snow on the way. Some patchy fog cannot be ruled out, with the wind overall looking nice and calm. Here we go for tomorrow. Mostly cloudy, some rain and snow showers on the way, with highs in the lower 40s, north wind getting up to about 5 miles per hour. Alrighty, here's a look at extended forecast brought to you by Blind Faith Tattoo. Rain and snow chances continue Sunday and Monday, with highs in the upper 30s. Then we'll be in the lower 30s on Tuesday with a partly cloudy sky.
When Dover Audiology wants to know the local forecast, they log on to foxbangor.com. Come to Dover Audiology and find out where people from Kittery to Eastport go to get their hearing aids. Knowledgeable, friendly, and reasonable. Dover Audiology is your best place for hearing solutions.
Hi folks, this is Barry Gass of Gass Horse Supply and Western Wear in Orono. We've been in business since 1911, and our third-generation family-owned business can't wait to show you our unique line of Western wear and Western tack. We have Western boots, shirts, hats, belts, and buckles for the entire family, and Western tack from bridles to saddles and everything in between for your horse.
Gass Horse Supply and Western Wear, where the American West comes alive in Maine.
This holiday season, you can expect the same great deals as you do every year, here at Quality Jewelers. Come in between now and Christmas Eve to capitalize on our 36-month 0% financing. We also have discounts store-wide, up to 50% off select pieces priced to move. Our expert staff is standing by, ready to help you find that perfect gift to fit your price point. Make this year one to remember with us here at Quality Jewelers. Quality Jewelers, locally owned and operated, Penobscot Plaza, Bangor.
Remember the one who was sent to you this day. Merry Christmas from Ideal Recycling. Season's greetings from Saliba's Rug Cleaners, specializing in rug cleaning and repair for more than 60 years. New England Bible College and Seminary wishes you the blessings of the love and light found in Jesus this Christmas.
Pat's Pizza in Holden has recently expanded their seating capacity. Call now for reserving your event or holiday party with us. The new indoor golf simulators are open for the season. Call now for reservations.
There's one number you need to know. It's called Joe.
Turning now to Capitol Hill, where House members are set to vote on whether to expel Congressman George Santos. A bipartisan congressional investigation alleges the New York Republican spent campaign funds largely on himself and luxury goods. The New York Republican has pleaded not guilty to a slew of federal criminal charges, but has admitted to falsifying his personal background and resume. ABC's Justin Finch with more on the pivotal vote in Washington.
A defiant George Santos on the House floor, defending his legislative record as stellar and bracing for the chamber-wide vote that could spell the abrupt end to his first term.
Take the vote. I'm at peace. I have accepted that whether I get expelled or I don't.
Santos, the subject of a scathing bipartisan House Ethics Committee probe, concluding he stole money from his campaign to cover personal expenses, including rent, designer clothes, and Botox. The Republican Ethics Committee chairman declaring Santos at the center of a complex web of unlawful activity.
I would ask that all members vote to support the expulsion of Representative Santos.
Santos also indicted on 23 federal criminal charges, including identity theft and credit card fraud. He's pleaded not guilty. But some New York Republicans are supporting a Santos ouster.
He has manufactured his entire life to defraud the voters of his district, an honest choice for a member of Congress.
Some Republicans defending Santos, claiming a Congress has not expelled a member who wasn't convicted of a crime in modern times.
It stinks of politics, and I'll oppose this action in every way.
With Republicans holding a slim 9-seat House majority, the House Democratic leader says the Santos decision comes down to the balance of power.
The question that we should all be asking is, why is George Santos still around? Why? Because House Republicans needed George Santos's vote.
If 2/3 of House members vote to expel Santos, his exit would be immediate. The winner of a special election would then fill his post, though he would retain lifelong access to the House floor. Justin Finch, ABC News, Washington.
And now to the political showdown dubbed the Red State versus Blue State debate. The gloves came off as Florida Governor Ron DeSantis and California Governor Gavin Newsom faced off on Fox News last night. ABC's Rhiannon Alley has the details.
The debate began with Governor Newsom addressing the question, why debate Governor DeSantis, a presidential candidate, when Newsom isn't even in the race?
I'm here to tell the truth about the Biden-Harris record.
The governors agreed to a primetime showdown after an ongoing public feud. Newsom highlighting former President Trump's huge lead in the Republican primary.
How's that going for you, Ron? You're down 41 points in your own home state.
This is a slick, slippery politician whose state is failing.
DeSantis took aim at Newsom's record in California on everything from crime and homelessness to the high cost of living, pointing out Newsom's own father-in-law moved away.
I was talking to a fella who had made the move from California to Florida, and he was telling me that Florida is much better governed, safer, better budget, lower taxes, all this stuff. And he was really happy with the quality of life. And then he paused and he said, by the way, I'm Gavin Newsom's father-in-law.
Newsom attacked DeSantis for his views on LGBTQ issues and for flying migrants to Martha's Vineyard.
I met with those migrants that you lied to under false pretense. That kind of gamesmanship, using human beings as pawns, I think is disqualifying.
The issue of abortion offered another sharp contrast.
So extreme is your ban that criminalizes women and criminalizes doctors that even Donald Trump said it was too extreme.
I think we're better off when everybody counts, when everybody has an opportunity to do well, and that bill attaches when there's a detectable heartbeat for the child.
In the end, Newsom offered this assessment.
There are profound differences tonight, and I look forward to engage them, but there's one thing in closing that we have in common is neither of us will be the nominee for our party in 2024.
DeSantis accused Newsom of running a shadow campaign for the White House. Speculation still surrounds Newsom's ambitions, both for 2024 and 2028. Rhiannon Alley, ABC News, New York.
Israel resumes its strikes in Gaza after a week-long temporary truce with Hamas ends. Israel accuses Hamas of violating the truce agreement, which expired yesterday morning. In the hour leading up to the ceasefire ending, Israel says it intercepted a rocket fired from Gaza. During the 7-day pause in fighting, Hamas released more than 100 hostages, most of them Israelis. Israel has released more than 100 Palestinians.
I saw some of the latest video of the hostages released last night, too. It's just so, oh my gosh, you can only imagine what those families were feeling. Some of them were young kids that were in that big music festival that was attacked and finally reunited with their families. Just unbelievable. And now they have to live with this. It's ongoing, and there's still a lot of people in custody there.
Impossible for most of us to imagine. Yep. All right, coming up on the second half of the newscast, an indigenous Maine chef has been invited to cook during the Tribal Nations Summit at the White House.
We'll hear from him as Good Morning Maine continues.
My father worked at the mill for over 30 years. He was exposed to a great community and excelled at his job, but he was also exposed to asbestos. The air quality inside the mill was always his biggest complaint. He had no idea how deadly some of the products and materials were. When he was diagnosed with mesothelioma, we knew to call Joe Bornstein's office to get my dad the help he needs and the justice he deserves.
Call Joe today for a free case evaluation. There's never a fee unless you win.
Goose River Farm and Meat Store is conveniently located on Route 3 across from Hammond Lumber in Belfast. They have a wide selection of meat and poultry, including beef, pork, lamb, chicken, duck, rabbit, and turkey. Order early for your fresh holiday turkeys.
Tesoro Italian Restaurant serves Bangor's best pizza, pasta, and sandwiches. Dine in or take out, located in downtown Bangor across from the library. Open Monday through Saturday, 3 to 9, and Sunday, 3 to 8. The bar is open 9 to 1, Friday and Saturday night. Come in and taste what everybody's talking about.
Come stop by Triple S Tack Shop, 315 Hamden Road, Carmel, for quality clothing and equestrian gear.
Merry Christmas and Happy New Year from Herman Meadow Golf Club, Billings Road, Herman, Maine's most family-friendly golf course. Happy holidays from Silver Fox Automotive, specializing in everything from oil changes to diagnostic repair. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year from Cat Tracks LaGrange, your dealer from Hewitt Docks and Grasshopper Lawnmowers.
The Rotary Club of Bangor's Festival of Lights Parade, Saturday, December 2nd.
Welcome back, everyone. Today is Friday, December 1st, 2023. And if you're keeping count, there are just 24 days until Christmas. If you haven't started your shopping,
Yeah, right.
me.
Yeah.
It's time to get going.
Yep.
It's also appropriate that this is National Peppermint Bark Day.
I think peppermint bark is fun because it's one of the easier things to cook.
Yeah.
You just kind of melt some chocolate, throw some stuff on there, make
Yeah.
sure you don't overcook it. Or no, it goes in the freezer.
I have no idea.
Duh.
Yeah, I guess
Yeah.
there's a whole thing to it, as we'll hear about coming up here.
Yeah.
Somebody created it, and they're known as the master peppermint bark people now. So
Cool.
got to try some of that.
Good for them. I like that title.
Yeah.
It's a pretty cool title. This once-a-year treat has become a favorite snack around the holidays. It's created with a blend of chocolate and triple distilled peppermint oil and is finished off with a dusting of peppermint candy pieces. The Williams-Sonoma Company gets credit for creating the original peppermint bark and spent 12 weeks each year, or they spend 12 weeks each year making it.
Yeah.
And it's a great homemade gift, too. I
Yeah.
find that people will kind of get cute little bags and make a
Mhm.
bunch of peppermint bark, and you can just break it up kind of nondescriptly and put it in there, and it's a lovely gift.
Yeah, you don't need to get the fancy stuff. Just, something homemade is
Yeah.
just as good.
There's a lot of homemade gifts going around this year. I know
Yeah.
I'm going to be one of those making some.
Hey, I love the homemade gifts
Yeah.
myself. So.
Yep.
All right, on this day in history, back in 1824, the presidential election was turned over to the U.S. House of Representatives when a deadlock developed among John Quincy Adams, Andrew Jackson, William H. Crawford, and Henry Clay. I never knew about this. Adams, of course, ended up as the winner. In 1862, President Abraham Lincoln sent his second annual message to Congress, in which he called for the abolition of slavery. And in 1913, the Ford Motor Company created the first moving assembly line to build the Model T.
It's so crazy how the Ford Company kind of changed the trajectory of American history.
Yeah.
Just like the way we work.
Yep.
Yep. And in 1942, nationwide gasoline rationing went into effect. The goal was not so much to save on gas, but to conserve rubber that was desperately needed during World War II. It was also on this day in 1955 that Rosa Parks famously refused to give up her bus seat to a white passenger in Montgomery, Alabama, making her a symbol of civil rights. And in 1998, Exxon announced it was buying Mobil for more than $73 billion, creating the largest company in the world to date.
Did you know Exxon was the biggest company?
I did not.
I didn't know
but
that either.
it makes sense that
Yeah.
an oil company would be the
it's
largest
huge.
company.
Yeah. So, all right. The birthdays today include singer and actress Bette Midler, who turns 78 years old. Comedian Sarah Silverman turns 53, and actress Zoe Kravitz is 34 today.
Zoe Kravitz is awesome.
Bunch of talented ladies right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like Zoe too. She makes a good action hero too.
Yeah, right.
I don't remember the name of the film she was in, but she was really good in it.
Well, wasn't she just Catwoman in the Batman?
There you go.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
Last thing I saw.
She's awesome.
So, yeah.
I loved that film.
Yeah.
Okay, moving right along. Maybe some rain, maybe some snow.
Yeah.
I'm hoping it's kind of the prettier option.
Yeah, just a
Yep.
little light snow would be nice as
Right.
people are doing their shopping, as long as it doesn't get too slippery.
Right, but not too cold, so that's an upside.
Yeah.
Yep. Here's Devin Biggs with a forecast.
All righty, thank you very much. Happy Friday. Your first weather forecast brought to you by Blind Faith Tattoo. With over 25 years of experience, we are fluent in all styles, including traditional and fine line tattoos. Stop by for a free consultation from one of our friendly expert tattoo artists. We offer a fast turnaround, and walk-ins are always welcome. Let's get into things this morning. A small crowd advisory is posted until 4 p.m. today, though. Along the coast, as we're watching some active surf, courtesy of some gusty winds are not too far away in some spots. But as we continue things this morning, again, we've had clouds that have been developing, but really that's been about it. We're going to be watching for a break in the clouds for a bit, but we are going to be watching for increasing clouds this afternoon as our next system begins to approach from the south and west. Let's zoom things out right now. So a lot of activity across some parts of the country right now. All that rain right there. The system's going to be tracking off towards the north and east as we'll be watching for a chance for rain and snow in our backyard coming up later on tonight. So increasing clouds today. Later on tonight, though, we'll be watching for rain, maybe a little bit of snow farther off towards the north. We may have some more snow lingering as we head towards the Saturday as well, mainly in the northern parts of the state. A little bit of wind to watch out for as well, up to around 10 miles per hour or so. Maybe a few higher gusts could have be ruled out, but once we head towards your Saturday, not looking too bad moving forward. The hourly forecast for the rest of the morning and afternoon period, increasing clouds will be common with temperatures in the 40s. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up.
Thank you, Devin. Well, a Maine chef is heading to the White House. Chef Joe Robbins from Bissell Brothers and Milo was invited to cook for the U.S. Secretary of Interior, Holland?
I believe so.
At the Tribal Nations Summit in Washington, D.C. It will be held next week. Robbins is a Penobscot native and one of 4 indigenous chefs invited to the 2-day event. Robbins says he's excited for this opportunity.
I think we're feeding 450 a day and then like 1,000 at night. So it's a big, tall task to figure out and a lot of logistics. I mean, most restaurants don't serve that many people a day. So to do it in a place you've never cooked in before, and we have plenty of time to work on it.
Says he plans to bring a taste of Maine to the nation's capital and is making sure all his ingredients are available before he flies out on Sunday.
So I'm doing a turkey roulade along with wild rice salad and apples. The turkey roulade will be stuffed with cranberries and squash from right here in Maine.
The summit will take place December 6th and 7th in Washington, D.C. What a neat experience for him.
450 meals.
I
don't think that should go like unaccredited. That is, I'm sure he's nervous. That is a lot of work to do. And most fine dining restaurants don't serve that many people in a day.
He's going to have a huge staff, hopefully, to help him get all that. I can imagine him peeling the potatoes and stuff for that.
No, that's for the prep cook.
On another line, I got to get up to Bissell Brothers one of these days. I haven't been there yet, but I keep hearing about Bissell Brothers.
They've won awards. They are superb. Everybody, if Milo's not that far up there, if you're in Bangor, I highly suggest it. And best of luck to him. That's just fantastic. Okay, still to come here this morning, Tyler Cruz will have the latest with sports.
Don't go away.
Get away with a great deal at the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Now's the time to get in and get away.
Get 0% APR for 60 months, plus 0 payments for 90 days, or $2,500 bonus cash on the Hyundai Tucson. Now, during the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event.
Happy holidays from Colbury Enterprises. We wish peace and joy this holiday season for all, and a happy new year. ADA Fence would like to thank all past and present customers for their patronage. Have a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Happy holidays from Caring Companions and Home Care. Call for help with your daily personal care. Employment opportunities available.
The Farmer's Table in Corinna brings you outstanding breakfasts, lunches, and dinners made from farm-grown fresh ingredients. Dinner specials are available every day. Enjoy our homemade desserts, and above all, bring your appetite to the Farmer's Table in Corinna.
Main House Home Furnishings and Gifts has all you need to trim the hearth and set the table with our fantastic 40% off sale on home goods and unfinished furniture. Come to this family business, Main House on the corner of Route 15 and 16 in Abbott now.
Get away with a great deal at the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Now's the time to get in and get away. Sign and drive a Hyundai Palisade with 0 down, 0 first month's payment, and 0 security deposit. Now, during the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event.
All the nonsense
Simba
meets no nonsense.
I don't buy it.
Judge Judy.
Weekdays at 5 on ABC 7.
Welcome back in, everyone. Thank you for staying with us. Let's start on the basketball court. It was a huge game that lived up to the hype down in Portland on Thursday. Gorham native Mackenzie Holmes and the 17th-ranked Indiana coming to the Cross Insurance Arena to play the Black Bears. Much anticipated homecoming for Maine's own Mackenzie Holmes. Maine playing in front of a record crowd, too. Here we go. First 2 points of the game goes to the premier guest of the evening. Holmes has the Hoosiers on the board. But Maine would control the game early on, and Simon gets a steal, takes it the length of the court for the bucket, and then here comes Wyndham's Sarah Talon into the lane for 2. Back the other way now, Holmes keeping her Hoosiers in it right here with another tough bucket down low. Maine would lead at the half. Second half now, Simon again for 3. She nails it, a career-high 34 points for her, but the Hoosiers would pour in 22 in the fourth quarter. Holmes finishes with 22 and 7 rebounds. Indiana wins it 67-59.
She actually stopped me before the game when she was in the locker room and just, kind of told me to take a deep breath and let the game come to me, and that was really helpful for me to hear because, I tend to put a lot of pressure on myself a lot of the time, and for her to say that and, knowing my teammates had my back and all the other coaches had my back too.
First, I want to just thank Indiana for coming back to Maine. I know it meant a ton to Mackenzie, and it means a ton to the state of Maine too. Not a lot of programs would do that.
A really great night down there. Let's talk some Patriots now. The news coming out on Wednesday that Bailey Zappi is preparing to be the starter this week and should be the one under center when the Pats host the Chargers on Sunday. Reports are that Zappi fielded most of the first-team reps at practice Wednesday, with not Mac Jones, but Malik Cunningham behind him. Mac was running the scout team offense for the Pats. It's been a tough year 3 for Jones, the former first-round pick, now 3rd on the depth chart, but New England hoping Zappi can provide some kind of spark to their offense. Here's what he had to say in the locker room ahead of the game.
Nothing set in stone. I'm just taking it day by day, treating every rep that I get in practice like it's a game rep and just preparing like I do every other week. Feel good about it. I felt good about it for, since back in training camp. So, me and Coach OB, we get along well. So, I'm always picking his brain.
All right, I honestly am looking forward to that. Now over to some wrestling news. After years of not having teams, 6 area schools have merged to create the Penobscot County Wrestling Co-op. As Ryan Sudol reports, they're building something special.
High school wrestling in Penobscot County is officially back.
We didn't have it for the last, 3 years. Just an awesome opportunity.
Last year I wrestled in high school, and coming off the mat, there was no one to talk to other than my coaches.
Now, for the first time in many of these kids' high school careers, they will be a part of a team. PCW, Penobscot County Wrestling.
After COVID happened, it almost made wrestling extinct in this area. Me and one of the other gentlemen who have young children in this area that like wrestling saw the need for it, and here we are.
John Bapps, Brewer, Hamden Academy, Bangor, Orono, and Herman make up this co-op. But even with all those schools, no one feels threatened by their surroundings.
It's fun, a lot of decent competition, partners, it's just normal.
We got a lot of awesome guys here, and it's just been a lot of fun getting to know them.
To boot, the team even has their own building, the Hamden Grange. It sat dormant for years until head coach Aaron James took a very important route.
I drove by this building one day randomly, and I was like, wow, that's a pretty big building. I said, I could fit a wrestling mat in there. So I tracked down who owned it, told her what I wanted to do, and she said she'd be happy to sell it to me.
The quite literal definition of if you build it, they will come.
I practiced at private facilities before, but this one's definitely nice.
There's heat, there's running water, mats. That's all you need, really.
And all you need to build a program is a foundation. PCW believes this core group will inspire young wrestlers to up their game and one day be alongside them. The future is bright.
These kids will see that work ethic that we're preaching here, and they'll try to push themselves. And eventually, they'll get to the same place as all these guys. We'll have a huge feeder program. We'll have a bunch of guys just coming up who are really good.
In Hamden, I'm Ryan Sudol, ABC 7, Fox 22 Sports.
All right, thanks for that, Ryan. Happy for them. Now over to some news from Husson Athletics. On Thursday, the university releasing a statement regarding an infraction issued by the NCAA that stems from self-reported violations by their swimming and diving program. The school says that last December, the program's coaching staff reported that their former head coach had allowed a student to participate in team workouts while clocked in as a team manager. So the student was paid for time not working. The NCAA investigated the incident and additional penalties for the coach were not issued. However, the Division III Committee on Infractions is issuing a public reprimand and censor, 1 year of probation for the swimming and diving program, and a $1,250 fine in addition to repayment of unearned wages.
We have 2 compliance officers that work hard to provide added education to our coaches, not just in staff meetings every month, but also weekly. There's some things the NCAA will ask of us to put together a more robust schedule of how we're doing that. I think that work's already started from what I can tell. We'll just formalize that and make sure we're following through and keeping track of it and make sure the NCAA knows we're doing our due diligence.
All right, that's all the time we have for sports. We'll be right back after the break.
Rennie's, a main adventure.
Holy mackerel, look at all this candy. We got Reese's, Snickers, Kit Kat, Bueno Bar, Terry's Chocolate Orange,
Starburst candy canes, regular candy canes.
We
got Russell Stover's as well. Ghirardelli caramel squares.
Yeah, we got everything.
We got tons of Christmas candy at Rennie's. It can fill your stocking. Go to Rennie's.
Rennie's, a main adventure.
Brandywine Graphics makes it easy. We are the top source for screen printing, embroidery, branded merchandise, and direct-to-garment printing. With 25 years experience, state-of-the-art equipment, and a commitment to excellence, why trust your apparel products with anyone else? And now, Brandywine Graphics can easily launch online stores for your school or organization. Simply design your products from brands like Eddie Bauer, Carhartt, and more. Share the link and we'll do the rest. Like we said, Brandywine Graphics makes it easy. Find out more at brandywinegraphics.com or at our Hamden location.
Hammond Lumber Company is looking for great people to join their team. To find your place on the Hammond team, click on the careers link at hammondlumber.com.
Hi, I'm Angelina Mucci.
And I'm Andy Mucci of Family Fun Bowling Center.
When we want to know the weather, we go to foxbangor.com.
Celebrating our 50th anniversary year, Family Fun Bowling Center has 20 lanes of 10-pin bowling at its best.
Local news weeknights at 6 with Beth Jones and Peter Dubois on ABC.
Welcome back, everyone. Well, there's a rumor that Taylor Swift was in Bangor last night. Are you seeing that? It's all over social media. I guess there's a tracker where you can track her plane, and they tracked it going from London over to Bangor.
Yeah.
Which is common. A lot of people stop here to fuel up when they've come from Europe. So.
Our sports guy Ryan is a huge fan, and he said this is probably the only time I'll be this close to Taylor Swift without emptying out my bank account.
Swifties are very excited to hear about that. So, okay. Time for our forecast.
Yeah. Flying weather, seems okay.
Yeah.
Here's Devin Biggs with that forecast.
Alrighty, happy Friday. Your full weather forecast brought to you by Blind Faith Tattoo. With over 25 years of experience, we are fluent in all styles, including traditional and fine line tattoos. Stop by for a free consultation from one of our friendly expert tattoo artists. We offer a fast turnaround, and walk-ins are always welcome. Let's get into things this morning. A small crowd advisory is posted until 4 p.m. this evening along the coast, as active surf will be lingering until about that time, as we'll be watching for a little bit of gusty winds along the coast as well, which will cause the surf to be active, and it's already active out there this morning at around 5 to 8 feet according to the buoys out there, and this is why a small crowd advisory is posted at this time. But meanwhile, on land, not too bad. Some clouds have been developing out there. We're going to work on getting those out of here for a little while yet, but increasing clouds will be common during the afternoon period, as we will be watching for our next system moving in with a lot of activity out across parts of the Midwest and the southern states right now. This will continue to track off towards the east and give us chances for some rain and snow in our backyard backyard coming up later on tonight and possibly lingering through the weekend as well. So let's break this all down with Futurecast. So clouds to the north. Everyone gets in on the clouds later this afternoon. Later on tonight, rain and snow chances will be possible. Rain to the south, some snow possible to the north. As we head towards your Saturday, maybe some snow to the north, but looking rather dry to the south. Some of these rain and snow chances will continue in the northern parts of the state throughout the day on Saturday. And then Saturday night, we catch a little bit of a break, so that'll be pretty nice, but some more precipitation, some very light precipitation. Notice some rain and snow chances are possible as we head towards your Sunday. So longer term, though, as we head towards your Sunday, some rain and snow chances cannot be ruled out. Rain to the south, snow to the north again. Another wave of energy gets in here as we head towards your Monday. So things may get a little bit tricky as we head towards your Monday. We'll keep you posted on that. Once this begins to move through Monday night and Tuesday, things will start to calm down slowly but surely. As for snow accumulations, we'll run into at least through parts of early Sunday morning, and maybe an inch or so to the north before we're all finished up. Obviously, not much snow expected to the south, so hardly anything expected there, but some rainfall cannot be ruled out, where some areas could possibly see up to a quarter of an inch between now and Sunday afternoon before we're all finished up there. So for today, here's what we're looking at. Upper 40s, increasing clouds, and a southwest wind getting up to about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Overnight tonight, 35 degrees, rain and snow on the way. Some patchy fog cannot be ruled out, with the wind overall looking nice and calm. Here we go for tomorrow. Mostly cloudy, some rain and snow showers on the way, with highs in the lower 40s, north wind getting up to about 5 miles per hour. Alrighty, here's a look at extended forecast brought to you by Blind Faith Tattoo. Rain and snow chances continue Sunday and Monday, with highs in the upper 30s. Then we'll be in the lower 30s on Tuesday with a partly cloudy sky.
When Dover Audiology wants to know the local forecast, they log on to foxbangor.com. Come to Dover Audiology and find out where people from Kittery to Eastport go to get their hearing aids. Knowledgeable, friendly, and reasonable, Dover Audiology is your best place for hearing solutions.
Hello, fellow flyers. I'm the Savvy Traveler, here to share the secrets of convenience at Bangor International Airport. Parking, you're steps away from the terminal. Inside, even more conveniences. And friendly, efficient security. All of these make BGR the official airport of you. Remember, the savvy travel through Bangor International Airport. Flybangor.com.
I got hurt in a car accident, and the insurance company wants me to settle for way less than I deserve.
Fight fire with fire. Call the twos.
Lowry and Associates got me $150,000 for my car accident.
Call 222-2222.
Harris Lumber is locally owned and has been serving the Pequot region for more than 50 years. See them for all your projects, big or small. Customer service is their #1 priority. And with a full line of lumber and hardware items, they can also deliver to your job site. Harris Lumber, Milo.
We have 2 twin boys, Will and Wyatt. Investing in a fund that can allow them to go to a trade school or can allow them to go to a university and give them those varying options is something that we really liked about the Next Gen 529.
We decided, hey, we could do $5 every 2 weeks for both of them.
And remind ourselves like we're doing the best we can for our kids.
To learn more about Next Gen 529, its investment objectives, risks, and costs, read the program description at nextgenforme.com. Check if your home state has a 529 plan that offers tax or other benefits.
Ready, set, glow! Sunday, it's an all-new light fight. You'll love a whole lot.
That is so incredible.
The Great Christmas Light Fight, Sunday on ABC and stream on Hulu.
Coming up at the next hour of Good Morning Maine on Fox 22, we have a special guest joining us to talk about an upcoming performance.
Yeah, folks from 10 Bucks Theater are talking about The Woman in Black and all sorts of stuff going on this weekend. So, yeah, you won't want to miss that. If you missed anything, though, you can head to foxbangor.com.
Have a great day, folks.